Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Claire Newman could expose Victor Newman's intelligencers to Kyle Abbott and Jack Abbott. Will Claire's grandpa be furious over a major treason? Although Claire was targeting the Newman family when she made her debut, Victor understands that she was under Jordan's control. Claire has converted her life and proven her fidelity to Victor, so he's accepted her into the Newman clan, which means Victor is showing off his defensive side now. That's a problem, since Claire wants Victor to authorize of her relationship with Kyle. Claire doesn't suppose it's fair for Victor to judge Kyle grounded on his Abbott roots, nor does she support this ever feud between the two families. With all that in mind, we can clearly see the eventuality for Claire to come a snake in Victor's eyes. Claire could be forced to make a choice that infuriates Victor in the end. Victor is conniving against Jabot, using some intelligencers he's planted through their Glycadic session. Those intelligencers are going to report back with plenitude of word on Jabot's plans, so Victor will be suitable to sabotage the company. It'll be easy for Victor to ill effects once he has a better idea of what Jabot has in the workshop. Claire was formerly fond of the Abbotts, due her time as Harrison Abbott's nurse. Still, Claire cares indeed further now that she's courting Kyle, who happens to be Jabot's CEO. How can Claire just stand by and let Victor tank Kyle's family business? Still, she may not be willing to keep her mouth shut if Claire figures out what Victor's up to. Claire knows Victor well enough by now to realize that scolding him won't work, and neither will soliciting him to back off. The only surefire way to stop Victor's scheme may be to expose it to Kyle and Jack. Maybe Claire will sound the alarm over Victor's intelligencers, which would give Jack and Kyle a chance to fire them or indeed feed them bogus information. The Abbotts can fight back if Claire tips them off to Victor's plot, but that could seriously damage her relationship with her forefather. Is that a threat Claire will eventually have to take? Michael Baldwin to partake a secret with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. Nikki Newman tries to keep the peace. Summer Newman makes a tough decision about Kyle Abbott. Victor Newman to continue going after Jack Abbott through Jabot. Victor and Jack have no way been on friendly terms. There have been times when they were civil and put their differences away. Ultimately, Victor and Jack's war generally reignites. After Ian Ward's firing, Jack came by to see if Nikki was okay. Unfortunately, that pissed Victor right out. This is presumably connected to Michael participating a secret with Lauren. Still, this secret could put Lauren in a tough position. Lauren might try to keep out of it, but if it affects the people she cares about, she could take drastic action. Daniel Romalotti, Jr., calls out Summer. It seems Daniel can tell that Summer is jealous of Kyle's relationship with Claire Grace Newman. While Summer denies it in an exercise clip, she does make a delicate decision about Kyle. So, this decision could be that Summer fights for Kyle. Summer has tried moving on ahead, but seems to always drift back toward Kyle. While Summer might want Kyle back, will he feel the same way? It seems Kyle is a bit irked with Claire's questions and bringing up every word he says like it means commodity differently. At the same time, Kyle really admires Claire and might not want to hurt her. After all, Kyle is Claire's veritably first romantic relationship. Over with Nikki, she'll try her stylish to keep the peace between Victor and Jack. Still, chances are that effects are just going to get worse before they get better. This could actually be made worse by Claire's asseveration that Kyle and Victor have regaled together. After all, it wasn't that long ago that Victor manipulated Kyle into going after his own family. So, it seems that the further people try to keep the peace, the further explosive effects come. Are you Team Victor or Team Jack? Someone unveils a vengeance plan, while a super couple is on the move, and a character grills their stock. Victor Newman will reveal his rearmost vengeance scheme to Michael Baldwin. A scene was shown between the mustache and his counsel, as Victor tells Michael he's ready to unleash the coming phase of his plan against Jack Abbott. Sounds like Victor has eyes on Jabot. Still, what exactly does he have in mind? Will he buy the company out or will he ruin John Abbott's heritage for good? Speaking of Jack, he and his woman. Diane Abbott will make a big move on Tuesday, but what could this be about? Sounds like this has to do with the Abbott-Mance's addition. Will Jack authorize of Diane's choices? Could this be commodity that drives a wedge between the two? After all, the Abbott-Mance's ain't only Jack's home, but where he grew up. It's filled with family recollections and nostalgia. Den's hoping this Reno isn't the thing that ends the super couple, for good. Across city, it sounds like Daniel Romalotti will calf. His family, Summer Newman. The discussion will turn toward Kyle Abbott's new relationship with Claire Newman, and Daniel will smell some covetousness there and call Summer out on it. Of course, Summer will fluff it off, but suckers know that she's further than a little envious of Kyle's affections for Claire, not to mention how important Harrison Abbott adores her newfound kinsman. How will Summer feel when Daniel brings this up? Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott to get wild in Paris. Back in Genoa City, Sharon Newman gets rejected. Sally and Billy to go to Paris. Sally is supposed to be in the city of love for business. Still, with Billy by her side, Sally is sure to have both business and pleasure. Billy and Sally are really falling for each other and connecting in deeper ways. After Sally's gladdening redecorating of Billy's place, he'll want to rain her with appreciation. Of course, the further that Billy woos Sally, the lower work she might get done. Daniel to face a delicate decision. Daniel does need commodity new to concentrate on, commodity to distract him from Heather Stevens' death. Still, Daniel's gut senses commodity isn't relatively right with Billy's pitch. Daniel knows from experience that Billy's systems tend to buckle. Also, there's Phyllis Summers, who's also involved with Billy's adventure. Phyllis seems convinced to warm Daniel up to the idea, but could she latterly lament this decision? Sharon will have an icy hassle with Summer Newman. Sharon will presumably try to smooth effects over with Summer and explain. While Sharon will do her stylish to apologize and explain, Summer won't be veritably forgiving. Sharon is trying to put one bottom in front of the other. While Sharon has been standing her ground and trying to explain her sins, not everyone will be forgiving. Could this beget Sharon to ripen as far as her internal health goes? Over with Claire Grace Newman, she has a lot to suppose about. Claire is trying not to get jealous of Summer and Kyle Abbott. While Claire is sounding veritably mature with her words, her face suggests she's rattled. Also, with Victor Newman trying to impact Claire's connections, it seems her nasty side could come out soon. Nothing is that sweet and nice all the time, so what happens when Claire's unattractive side shells? Someone defends their conduct, while a family struggles with a reunion, and a character takes control of a situation. Victor Newman generally doesn't give a damn. Still, it sounds like for whatever reason, he'll be defending his conduct during Tuesday's show. Could this be about his unvarying need to try and end Claire Newman's love with Kyle Abbott? The mustache has made it clear he doesn't authorize, so will Victoria Newman try and talk some sense into him? Is there further to why he doesn't want to see Claire with Kyle? After all, he putatively encouraged a Skyle reunion to Summer Newman. Across city, it looks like Amy Lewis and Damian King will eventually reunite. Still, it wouldn't be a joyful and beautiful event. Sorely, it sounds like it'll each feel more like a battle than a family gathering. Damian will head to Nate Hastings' condo to meet up with his mama, but from the clip shown, the hassle will get hot. Can Nate smooth effects over for this mama and son so they can move forward? Incipiently, it looks like Diane Abbott will take control of the situation, and this may be about her idea to patch the Abbott-Mance. Tracy Abbott has given her blessing, and may help, but could this all end in disaster? Jack Abbott hates change and loves the nostalgia sun up the Abbott home has right now, so is Diane playing with fire?